If anti-Semitism rises, and it seems like maybe they're intentionally doing it by releasing so many files that say Goyim and show what they believe, you are playing into their hand by starting to say hateful things. I saw yesterday people were saying, F this, F that. That's what they want you to do. Because if anti-Semitism rises, then they have real justification to expand Greater Israel and have more people settle there. They have all reason to because, it's not safe anymore. But don't play into that because they're probably going to stage another false flag attack. That's what I think. I think there's going to be another false flag, something similar to the Hanukkah situation, and they're going to say, look at the hatred on Jews. And then they will use that as justification to expand Greater Israel. So here is the breakdown, the in-depth breakdown, everything you need to know about the Epstein files. You're busy, you have work, you have school, you don't have time to look at all this stuff. Schizos like me, this is what I have dedicated my platform, or a lot of the streaming to figure out.
The reason the FBI is not releasing them is because those tapes do not include underage people with third parties on Epstein Island. That is not what the tapes are.
No.
I also have sources in the federal government who are covering this stuff.
Look at him rat at himself. I have sources in the federal government. Yeah, so you're a Fed? Like, what are you trying to say? I've blackmailed politicians and they do what I say.
Sources in the federal government who are covering this stuff and have seen the documents. Okay, those tapes are just child porn. That's all. That's what they are. That's why the FBI is not releasing them. Okay, as far as the Epstein list, what I have been told by my sources is that there is no Epstein list.
There is no Epstein list. Okay, thank you, Ben Shapiro. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ben Shapiro. Now that I got confirmation from you, let's go send all of our tax dollars to go bomb countries in the Middle East while this hat gets bigger and bigger.
That basically there's a black book of Jeffrey Epstein contacts, and the vast majority of those contacts are already.
And also, my source in the federal government, it's just cheese pizza. It's just cheese pizza. Yeah, that's also. Do you see how quickly that's being normalized? You just called me, chat. You're right. He's saying it's only cheese pizza. You guys know what that stands for. What do you mean it's only cheese pizza? How are you writing it off? Oh, there's no Baal worship and Malak, and there's nothing. There's no supremacy. We're not calling people goy. It's just a little bit of cheese pizza. Yeah, that should be a concern.
Up there publicly. That's why you know names like Prince Andrew or Alan Dershowitz or some of the names.
Alan Dershowitz, how funny. Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer, the one who showed up on the Piers Morgan show. You see the connections?
Names that have been mentioned here. The reason.
Okay, well, again, this is Matt Walsh's boss, which he doesn't deny. He denied everything yesterday. I said all this about him. I said, you're Ben Shapiro's retarded goy slave, and you're running cover for Epstein by blaming it on the left. He's like, I'm not blaming it on the left. Wait, so you are a goy slave? So you are a goy slave for Ben Shapiro? You should have cleared that part up. Oh, I'm getting hot. Hold on. Mike's low. It should be okay. Let me turn up the volume a little bit. It's probably just the speakers. Okay, so let's show everything going on. And again, apply pressure on Matt Walsh. Apply pressure on him. Who did Epstein work for? This is the checkmate question. Did he work for Qatar? Got the ratio on him, and he still hasn't answered. It's been almost 24 hours. Pretty much, yeah, it's been 24 hours, and he still hasn't. Maybe he's still Googling it. I don't know. Maybe he's still looking through the files. So here's, let's go over the Piers Morgan situation. There's the Matrix attack. And this is not just goy slap drama. You know, this does have ties to everything going on. And I think it's very important that we hold everybody accountable for who's covering up and who isn't. Let me just quickly show you this before we get to the breakdown. So Piers Morgan said, delete this defamatory lie or I will sue you. 18 million views on a tweet of him. There it is right there. Piers Morgan and Ghislaine Maxwell. And if you don't know Ghislaine Maxwell, her father was Robert Maxwell, one of the lead founding fathers of Mossad, who we recently saw in the Epstein files. They said, well, in the Epstein files, it's stated by Jeffrey Epstein that Robert Maxwell, her father, was assassinated by Mossad. Because Robert Maxwell tried to blackmail Mossad and said, if you don't give me 400 million shekels, dollars, then I'm going to expose everything. 2018, he winds up dead. So there's Piers at a party with her. And the tweet was, why the fuck would you go? Song lyrics. Allegedly. Song lyrics. Why the fuck would you, allegedly, go to that island? And yeah, he's plugged up with Dershowitz and these people. Those are... I can't delete this though. Shout out to you, Rick. And so I tweeted this after.
Say I'm a cook, I like when people fuck on my bitch. Shit that I'm posting on Twitter, they telling me, hey, don't say that. Niggas can't see me in public, I'm driving an all-chrome Maybach. With all of the money and fame, I still can't get my kids back. With all of the money and fame, I still don't get to see my children. Niggas see my Twitter, but they don't see how I be feeling. So I became yeah, bitch, I'm the villain.
Pierce!
Nigga, hallelujah.
Oh my God, Pierce!
Nigga, hallelujah. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. Nigga, hallelujah. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter.
Pierce!
All my niggas got me, nigga, hallelujah. Nigga, hallelujah. Nigga, hallelujah.
Oh man! W. Pierce!
Nigga, hallelujah. She wanna fuck with Japan.
W. Pierce! W. Pierce Morgan, rare W. But Pierce, although that was great, do you condemn this party you went to with Ghislaine Maxwell? Do you condemn this party you went to with Ghislaine Maxwell, innit? Oi! Oi, mate! Thanks for the 20. Says, Jewish emergency distractor. Very concerned about the shout out from Candace on her hateful show. Please disavow. Candace Owens gave me a shout out? Did Candace Owens give me a shout out? Send me the link in the chat. I think Candace Owens is doing great things. I like her show. And I like how she's sticking it to Ben Shapiro. Yeah, big fan. Christ is king for all the Christians in here. Shout out to Candace Owens here doing this fight. And here's Andrew Tate saying, imagine the fucking media meltdown if I was in the Epstein files, but I'm not. So they attack me all day with accusations to cover for what they do. Community note, Andrew Tate faces at least 10 charges that include rape, bodily harm, and human trafficking, etc. That's a brutal community note. So their strategy now, after Andrew Tate said 2 days ago that he misses human trafficking. He really misses human trafficking. As soon as the Epstein files released, he says, I miss human trafficking. The dopamine was so good. Everyone's freaking out about this and realizing that we're blackmailed by Israel and that they're calling us goy. And Andrew Tate took the opportunity to say, oh my, I miss human trafficking. What the? Bro, imagine being his lawyer. He should hire Alan Dershowitz. If you got tech teams in Israel, hire Alan Dershowitz or one of Epstein's lawyers because, dude, the lawyer you have now should be telling you how retarded that is to be posting that stuff, especially if you're trying to say that I'm the reason you're going to go back to jail because you were listening to a song in your Bugatti. Bugatti! And also, I'm seeing this narrative that they're trying to run with. The Tate brothers are trying to do this thing. The Tate brothers were not in the Epstein files. Yeah, because you were poor then and had no influence and you were kickboxing and doing the cam girl operation. People didn't know who the fuck you were. Why would you have even had any sort of connection to the Epstein Island? Most of it was like 2013 where we're seeing the Elon Musk emails. Trump goes back to the 80s and 90s. The Tates were like 23, 24, 25, broke kickboxers starting up a cam girl operation in Romania. Why the fuck would they invite you? They're doing this as a flex now, which is stupid, especially when Andrew's tweeting, I love human trafficking, allegedly. I love you. And they're like posting, I see their clippers are posting, Andrew and Tristan Tate were not in the Epstein files. Yeah, is that a flex? Wow, look at our goats. They didn't go and torture and rape children on this island for... Whoa. The bare minimum is, it's not even the bare minimum. That is like, wow, that's my goat. He didn't go torture a little girl for Israel. Wow. Wow. He tweeted this today at 2 p.m. Here's a black pill. The evil Epstein lived his life with near unlimited financial excess and luxury. He was connected to the world's most powerful people, giving him a deep understanding and control over the world's realities. He lived to a moderately old age and is now immortalized in internet culture forever via memeing. No, he's still alive and he's in Tel Aviv right now. He's in Tel Aviv right now running the tech teams in Israel. I'm joking, that's allegedly. 99.9% of you will never achieve even one of those things. You will never be rich or important or immortalized. He beat you in every single metric. You lost to a scumbag. Yeah, so according to Andrew Tate, Epstein's a winner and you're a loser. According to Andrew Tate, success is Jeffrey Epstein. It's not making it into heaven. It's not doing the right thing. It's not being a man of principle. Success is being Jeffrey Epstein. Has there been a worse take from Andrew Tate? He was saying that at the party. He was going back and forth to talk about Alexander the Great's a conqueror. I'm Alexander the Great. I'm Genghis Khan. And Mike Malak ratioed him and said, calm down, guy. You sell online courses. That always does numbers on Facebook. But now he's just trying to say like that you lost to Jeffrey Epstein. This is the guy like most former Google man in the world. I'm the most famous, most influential. And he's using his influence to tell you, be more like Jeffrey Epstein because you're a fucking loser. You want to be immortalized. This stupid, demonic idiot, Andrew Tate, how does he not see that being important or immortalized for torturing girls on an island for Israel is not a metric of success? You stupid dum-dum. This, like, it doesn't even get more demonic than this. Literally. Not to overstate it, but for him essentially telling you, you need to work and grind harder because Epstein's doing better than you. Incredible. This is the red pill. This is the manosphere. This is why I say this stuff is dead. You will never achieve one of this. Andrew, do you not realize it's not an achievement? It's not an achievement to have the victims kill themselves because they come out and try to expose the island. It's not an achievement to send billions of dollars to Israel to work for Mossad using demonic rituals and sacrifices. This is straight up evil. This is literally what Satan was about. Prioritizing the dunya. Prioritizing what's in this world over the afterlife. Sacrificing everything in order to maintain fame, money, and power. All things that only exist here. In the short life we have. We're all going to die. We're all going to die, and all this is meaningless. Epstein is still alive, allegedly. But all this money, payment, power, fame, money. This is literally the opposite. He says he's a Muslim. It's literally the opposite of Islam. It's actually inverse. At that point, you just have to stop saying you're Muslim. You can't say that Epstein is a success, that you're a loser if you're not at Epstein's achievements, and also say you're Muslim, and also say you fear God. You can't even say you're Christian, because it goes against Christian beliefs. Being immortalized and being remembered for being for running a black male pedophile island. It doesn't get more fraud than this. I wonder if he's going to delete this tweet too. He deleted the "I love human trafficking." He deleted that tweet. This one's still up. But you're putting a bad name on Muslims and Christians, because Tristan's a Christian. He says he's Muslim, but he's saying like in church and stuff, he kind of plays both sides or whatever. But yeah, he beat you in every single metric. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Actually, Jeffrey Epstein is going to burn in hell for eternity. Oh, it's up to God. I'm not the one. I don't know that, but that's what we should assume. That's what I'm assuming, and that's what we're assuming. That Jeffrey Epstein is going to burn in hell, burn in hellfire, and face judgment for all the evil he's done. How is that a success? He doesn't seem to realize that. I told him this to his face. When you're dead, all the internet memes that he's saying makes you successful, it doesn't mean anything. You don't see them. You don't get to reap the benefits. Where do you go when you die? Wavy, thank you for the gifted sub. So let's do the breakdown real quick. Oh, so Epstein praised India's prime minister. The Indian prime minister Modi took and danced and sang in Israel for the benefit of the US president. They had met a few weeks ago. It worked. Here's Epstein celebrating the Indian prime minister dancing in Israel. So when people say, I don't believe this, I love Indians. When people say that Israel uses India as a bioweapon to destroy the West, it's like, this does not really help that. Doesn't really help you correct that theory. Yes, sir. Is full support, sir. Full support, sir. Israel number one. Number one. Down with America. Yes, sir. We love Israel. Come on, though. Allegedly. Here's the founder of an adoption charity asking Epstein if he needed any new steaks for his island because he only had 2 left. And if you saw yesterday's stream, we covered Pizzagate and how they use code words. Obviously, they're not going to be straight up in the emails and be like, let's go bring little girls on an island to torture and blackmail. They're going to use keywords. So here, an adoption charity is asking Epstein, an adoption charity similar to, this is what they accused the Clintons of, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, of having the Clinton Foundation go into different third world countries to traffic children, right? And then they use words like pizza, like chicken, Right here, they said, I'll be sending fresh muffins down with Karina. You currently have 2 steaks left on the island. Would you like new ones? When do you need an email about 2 steaks? What do you think these steaks really are? This is the success Andrew Tate's talking about. Breaking, Epstein was in business with the Rothschilds. So right here, we didn't cover this yesterday, but Epstein essentially says he works for the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds are the founders of the current central banking system, the financial system that keeps us all as debt slaves. Epstein described in that interview yesterday that we watched how the banks don't really even have any money. You could have $1 and loan out $8. You have collateral, people owe you money. All the money's owned, it doesn't really exist. Liquidity is all fugazi. It's all loaned, it's all borrowed. It's just imaginary things in the air. That's how central banking works now. And when Gaddafi, for example, tried to create his own independent bank, he was assassinated. On behalf of the Southern Trust Company, Virgin Islands Corporation, STC, have been collaborating with Ariane de Rothschild on behalf of Edmund de Rothschild Holding SA, collectively the Rothschild Group. Fees and expenses in consideration for the work, the Rothschild Group shall pay the following: $25 million should be paid to the Rothschild Group. This is from Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, to Jeffrey Epstein. A letter of agreement, 2015. Breaking, the feds knew Epstein was Mossad. You guys needed proof. I saw a lot of people, and thanks to the super chat, I said banks all work on fractional reserve. It's legal. Yeah, exactly. That's why, I mean, look at what he was describing in the interview yesterday, why we had the 2008 financial crisis, why the housing market collapsed. Because they were giving out shoddy loans. The 2008 recession was the worst recession since the Great Depression. Essentially a depression. Whole economy collapsed worldwide. So many jobless people. I grew up in this era. Panic about money, nonstop. Constant anxiety and fear. The reason the 2008 housing market crash happened is because the banks were giving out subprime mortgages to people who should not approve for a loan on a house. If people wanted to get a mortgage on a house, the banks were giving out something called a subprime mortgage. Subprime is like sub 5 for looks maxing. Literally, it's not good enough. Your credit sucks. You should not be able to approve for this loan, and we're going to give it to you anyway. And they gave out so many without having enough collateral, without having enough liquidity, and eventually the bubble burst because there was no money. There was all these loans going, all these subprime mortgages going out, but there was no actual money that existed to back it up. Explosion. Subprime, sub 5. And so here he is saying that he works for Mossad. I suspect, allegedly, Robert, Ghislaine, and Jeffrey were all Mossad agents trying to blackmail leaders in the political and financial world. 2021. This is from Mark Iverson, who's a Fed. And again, people are saying, oh, where's your proof? Where's your proof that Epstein works for Mossad? Well, here's Ehud Barak, who allegedly visited the Epstein mansion over 30 times. Right now I'm in New York City. I'm in downtown Manhattan. I'm in Manhattan. This is on East 81st Street. I've been there several times. I posted a vlog there. Here he is with the face covering, with the ski mask on, sneakily going into Epstein's mansion. And they're saying to have there's 30 times that it happened. Former Israel Prime Minister, just coincidentally going into his mansion in New York City. Jeffrey Epstein reveals that Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, was killed by the Mossad because he tried to extort $400 million from them to keep silent about their agent. So Robert Maxwell, again, was Ghislaine Maxwell's father. Ghislaine Maxwell was the one partying with Piers Morgan. Robert Maxwell is one of the founding fathers of Mossad, is credited for being one of the founding fathers of Israel. Violent guy, mafia tactics, allegedly killed a lot of people. And it seems like towards the end of his career, he wanted Mossad to give him 400 million shekels, or pounds. He told them that unless they gave him 400 million to save his empire, he would expose all he had done for them. In that time, he had free access to Margaret Thatcher's Downing Street, Ronald Reagan's White House, to the Kremlin, and to the corridors of power throughout Europe. Robert Maxwell passed on all the secrets he learned to Mossad in Tel Aviv. In turn, they tolerated his excesses, vanities, and insatiable appetite for a luxurious lifestyle and women. He told his controllers who they should target and how they should do it. He appointed himself as Israel's unofficial ambassador to the Soviet bloc. Then he died. then he was passed away. Epstein, Bill Gates, and Larry Cohen discussing a strain pandemic simulation. Again, I was banned on YouTube for criticizing the COVID vaccine. I did not get COVID vaccinated. I don't know about you. Put in the one in the chat if you stayed pure-blooded. But as soon as COVID happened, I knew that they were going to use this to sell vaccines, and I didn't trust it. I stayed true to that. I was called a crazy conspiracy theorist by Jinxie, by Moist Critical, by all these people. I was banned off of YouTube for this. I got COVID misinformation strike. 3 years later, YouTube apologized to me. All you guys are unvaccinated, congratulations. You made the cut. Congratulations. You passed the test. One of the biggest psyops in recent history. Because now it's public knowledge that these vaccines, not going to say all this, I don't want to get banned again, but you can look it up for yourself. Some people are making connections to myocarditis and heart problems. Some people are pointing out that the rest of the world now has fertility issues, and the fertility issues have not dropped in Israel. And to show you more, why does Netanyahu have a framed syringe as a trophy in his office? This is a syringe that Netanyahu allegedly has in his office in Israel. So I got banned for talking about this. Reputational hits. I got no apologies from anybody. And I was insinuated people were calling me crazy. Moist Critical 2 years ago, because of streaming on YouTube, we had a debate because he was really upset about, he was calling me crazy. He said that, oh, I don't think that there's Zionist control in America. And I said, yeah, there is. And I pointed out all the talking points that I'm saying now. Now Moist Critical has repeated and stolen all of my talking points. Moist Critical stole that shit, took my talking points. And at the time I was banned on YouTube, by in part because of the COVID vaccine, which I'm now right about. Not only that, Moist Critical has never apologized and has never corrected a statement that I'm not crazy. 2 years ago, when it was extremely unpopular to talk about Epstein, to talk about Israel, I was talking about it while banned. Moist Critical said that this is, what's wrong with you? Now he's repeating all of it. He's talking about the $7,000 that Netanyahu's openly saying he's giving to influencers for promoting Israel. And right now, I was tweeting out, like, Moist Critical is, right now, like, currently, he is typing up the most fire, poopy diarrhea joke with the title, Epstein situation is crazy. Okay, so poopy diarrhea, there's an island where they're pooping and shitting all over kids. The Epstein situation's crazy. I can't believe these files. They're saying words like goy. And it's just crazy what's happening in the Epstein files. And SNEAKO did poopy diarrhea say it to me 2 years ago, but now I'm going to repeat it as if it's mine because it's trending and I want to maintain popularity. Stick to video games, fraud. And these people who switch up when it's popular, we should not keep these people as credible sources anymore. I was the one who got banned everywhere talking about this. I was the one who took reputational hits.
I've seen the redacted Epstein
now everybody
files,
knows,
and your name was mentioned multiple
right.
times.
Does
You're a
anybody
Mossad
apologize?
CIA
Does
operative.
anybody correct their statements?
Come clean or be
Nope.
exposed.
I've seen the redacted Epstein files and your name was mentioned multiple times. You're a Mossad CIA operative. Come clean. Okay, bro. All right. Larry and I have been working on deliverables for my time at BGC3 since you and I spoke. This is Epstein discussing, Bill Gates and Epstein discussing a simulation pandemic. And thanks for the super chats. We'll quickly read these. These files should be a wake-up call for everyone who's still asleep. Wake up, demons are real, and it's not aliens. Those elites worship literal real demons, and they demand sacrifices. I think that a lot of this stuff is silly. I think that Nicki Minaj, you said, love all your content. While I don't agree on all your points, you're doing a great job. All love, brother. Thank you. I don't see, this is like the silly stuff. It's not aliens. It's like demons and yeah, okay, there are demonic gods like Baal and Malak, but the important part is that Israel was using Epstein as an asset for them, that they're using Western countries to do their bidding and fight their wars. Demons and aliens, this is the silly conversation, or even if there is legitimacy there, that doesn't change what we do here. If aliens are real, what are we going to do about it? If aliens are real, what changes? If the Earth's flat, what changes? Nothing. Let's talk about what's extremely important here, how he's been implicated with Mossad. And you're saying, oh, they worship demons and all this stuff. Okay. All right. But whose names are all over these files? Are they using words like demon and goy and alien all the time? Or are they saying demon and alien, or are they saying goy, goyim? Read the files and follow, listen closely to what they're saying. Believe them. Larry and I have been working on deliverables. At Larry's request, I've spoken with Roger, Mark, Chris, Trevor, Jeff, And next week, Jonah, everyone has offered guidance, support, and ideas. As Larry works together to acquire documentation, we're trying to make sure that we make this time valuable. 2 areas where I'm interested in terms of scope, domestic health, and neurotech brain science. I propose these deliverables to improve access and secure personal health data. White paper on consumer health expenditures in the USA. White paper recommendations on neurotechnology rates. White paper on neurotechnologies of weapons and national intelligence and defense. Follow-up recommendations of technical specifications for strain pandemic simulation. Happy to do whatever else is helpful or adapt along the way. Strain pandemic simulation. This is an exchange between Jeffrey Epstein, CC to Larry Cohen, Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein. This is 2017, 3 years before COVID. A strain pandemic simulation. Were they preparing? Were they trying to see if they can get away with the COVID pandemic? If they could trap everybody inside? If they can give everybody new mental health? If they can inject us with a vaccine, force us to get a vaccine in order to go to work? If they could see how much they could tell the goyim to do whatever they want? Tell us to go inside, social distance, put on a mask, stand up, sit down. You know, when you're waiting in line for the plane, you have to
Your hair
mask
looks
up.
so
As soon as
good.
you're sitting next to each
I
other.
love model SNEAKO.
Thank you, Menzino. As soon as you're sitting next to each other in the plane and eating food, you take your mask off and you're just breathing in all the same air in a closed airplane without windows. Ridiculous. What I think they were laughing at the goyim. I think people like Jeffrey Epstein were on the Virgin Islands, just looking at social media, seeing celebrities post black and white videos. I'm so sorry about George Floyd. Seeing everybody like wipe down the grocery with the Clorox wipes, and then the next week, literally, all go and light police stations on fire for George Floyd. I think they were
SNEAKO,
laughing at the goyim.
great seeing you do the YouTube stuff. You've come a long way since we met at the
You're weird.
LGBT club, and I was your first.
You're weird, Lil Nas
Wow,
X.
what a night that was.
Is this working? Yeah, it is. Thank you for the 10. It's a religious war on all morals and instincts. We need to fight back and hold them accountable. Yeah, the goyim lives, we need to fight back. Everybody spam GLM in the chat. Goy lives matter. Goy lives matter. I'm starting the Goy lives matter movement. GLM. Okay? If this is true and Bill Gates and Epstein were making a pandemic simulation and allegedly Bill Gates got STDs that he gave to his wife from girls on Epstein Island, if they're saying that we're subhuman and they're laughing at us, they're calling us sub-intelligence, we need to stand up. It's time for the Goys to fight back. GLM, Goy Lives Matter. I should make that merch. Would you guys buy GLM merch? Like a GLM t-shirt? Jeffrey Epstein and Steve Bannon are mocking Tommy Robinson. Not his real name. Tommy Rubenstein's real name is Stephen Yaxley Lennon. We were covering it yesterday how his entire credibility as being a Britain First nationalist is over. Now that Epstein is celebrating him and championing him as a Goy slave, it's over. It's done. Tommy Robinson, he spent years talking about the Muslims, they're getting contracts from Saudi Arabia. He was saying that SNEAKO's getting contracts from Qatar and Saudi Arabia. And then we find out, wait, were you working for the IDF? I know we saw you with the IDF shirt. We saw you with an Israeli flag wrapped around your shoulders at a Britain First rally, allegedly. What happened? Credibility gone like that. Same thing, Elon Musk spent years talking about Pakistani grooming gangs, and most of those cases are from the 90s. Elon Musk was championing himself. I care about grooming gangs. And then, wait, Elon, why are we seeing emails where you're emailing Jeffrey Epstein saying, hey, I'm in the area. Can I stop by the party? Just want to know. Heard the parties are really lit. Can I stop by? I'm around. And everyone else there's like, ugh, not this guy. And Elon's saying now, I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was a cool party. I didn't know. But he's just spent years putting all this energy into is how Muslims are taking over America. And then, oh, wait, it's actually, it wasn't? Are you going to correct all that? All the slander? The riots that were started indirectly because of those tweets? What about all the hatred that people got? What about the hijabi women? The women who cover themselves up, who faced violent attacks because people saw things online about Pakistani grooming gangs and started hating Muslims. You gonna apologize for that? You gonna take that back? What about when Elon Musk last summer tweeted, the big bomb is that Trump is implicated in the Epstein files and that's why he's not releasing it? Remember when he tweeted that and then he just put the American flag in his profile picture again? Anyway, Steve Bannon, Jeffrey Epstein. Steve Bannon says, backbone of England. Epstein says that's why the pound's so low. Steve Bannon says cheap at any price. You're cheap. You're not even, like, imagine being a goy slave like Stephen Yaxley, Rubenstein, Tommy, and not even being expensive. Like, they're just, you're a cheap slave. Like, imagine being at the slave auction back in the day. All right, going once, going twice. 100, 200. Tommy Robinson, like $5. There's even 5 shekels for that. It's not even important. Like, imagine selling your soul. It's like doing it. Like, Tommy Robinson is you know those OnlyFans girls that aren't in the 1%? The OnlyFans girls that are really making money are like the top 0.1%, right? The rest of them are just selling their assholes for $4.99. Tommy Robinson's like a failed OnlyFans girl. That's tough, man. And I told you guys 2 years ago, once again, I am going to keep pointing this out. This was posted by Tate News in August of 2024. 2 years ago. Let's be real. What's happening in the UK, it's all, the Zionists are shaking the jar to try to get Christians and Muslims to be pinned up against each other. Tommy Robinson is an Israeli agent. This dude is very clearly bought and sold by the Israeli lobby. That's why he thinks that I'm paid by the Saudi government to promote Islam. SNEAKO is promoting Islam to UK boys. He's talking about Islam. You know, starting riots indirectly in the UK while he lays down fat as fucking grease, having a cheeky pint and smoking a fag. 2 years ago, saying the exact same things. People were calling me crazy. People were saying I was getting paid by Saudi Arabia. Getting paid by Saudi, even though apparently in the Epstein files they're saying that the Kaaba was sold. A piece of the Kaaba was sold to Epstein. I don't know who was responsible for that, but I did see that. It's disappointing to see. I hope it's not true. Well, I've been saying this. And here we are, vindicated. Epstein reveals that Trump hates black women and refers to them as boogers. Epstein's talking about Trump here. Or this is to Epstein. Trump will be there. Oh no, this is Epstein saying here. In Epstein's words. Trump will be there. Doesn't like black girls. Calls them boogers. Won't go within 10 feet. Why? Not a good idea. When we come up next month, I'm thinking about bringing blank and blank with us. They're up for anything. You'll love them. Okay, people are saying W Trump, W Trump. But anyone saying, oh, or. And this is a problem. I know a lot of people are joking about this. I talked about it yesterday. How this is being normalized too quickly and too many people are saying it's cool. You're kind of falling into that demonic Andrew Tate ideology. Oh, or. Like, yeah, okay, like Trump said that black women are boogers. But, you know, I think a lot of people, what I've realized about the Epstein list, I don't know if you guys have noticed this. A lot of people don't actually find Epstein evil. A lot of people don't find the actions evil. They are jealous that they don't do it for themselves. I've come to realize after this Epstein file release that a lot of people that I thought would be repulsed by what happened actually just want to use the same tactics to benefit them. That's why they're saying Epstein is aura. Not everybody, but they're saying this is something that we should be doing. Like, we should call everybody subhuman. We as a group should be blackmailing other countries for our gain. We should sacrifice the afterlife and not be good people. We should do whatever for power and for money. It's not that Epstein, for a lot of these people, it's not that Epstein's a bad person. It's that they wish that it was for them and not for Israel. Have you noticed that? From all these edits, I'm not specifying anybody, but I saw a lot of TikToks yesterday of people talking about, oh, you were mad that you weren't invited. And they're wearing like a cross. They're wearing a crucifix saying, you're mad you weren't invited to Epstein's Island. And talking about and I'm like, I really think these people would, not everybody would be in support if it was for them. No, that's not a Nick. I don't think that Nick Fuentes believes that. Nick's a Catholic. He doesn't fall into that ideology. SNEAKO, thank you, Meat Queen. SNEAKO, were you the one who commented on Candace's live today? If so, I absolutely loved it. Dude, you're everywhere. I like it. Erica was totally involved. I don't care what Nick Fuentes thinks. Yeah, what's really strange about, I tweeted that this morning too. Like, Erica Kirk right now is preparing the best walkout of all time with Ice Spice, and they're going to walk out to Munch. You thought it was feeling you? The stadium's going to open up, and then the curtains will pull back, and it's going to be Ice Spice and Erica Kirk twerking fireworks off with every twerk pump. You thought it was feeling you? They're both going to be shaking ass, and they're shooting fireworks up. The crowd's going to go wild. Everybody's going to love it. And it's going to be the best way to distract the Goyim from the Epstein files. You thought I was feeling you? Then you're going to munch. And then Nicki Minaj is going to walk out with Trump. They're holding hands. And they're going to talk about demons and aliens instead of Epstein. They're going to talk about demons. That's how easily the Goyim are tricked. Yeah, I'm not going to... I don't know how much you could say this on YouTube, but the whole Charlie Kirk situation, it doesn't add up whatsoever. So, yeah, no, people are saying, okay, Trump has aura because he said that black girls are boogers. This is Jeffrey Epstein about Trump to Larry Summers. In Jeffrey Epstein's words, recall I've told you, I have met some very bad people. None as bad as Trump. Not one decent cell in his body, so yes, dangerous. Okay? Remember that. Jeffrey Epstein, the guy, when he was asked, are you the devil reincarnated? Jeffrey Epstein said, well, I have a mirror. He didn't deny the question. That Jeffrey Epstein, the one who said that he's a Schedule I sexual abuser, he's the one saying,
Salam. Peace be upon to the new G from Japan.
Real top G. Shout out to Japan. Epstein's the one saying that Trump is more evil than anybody's ever met. 2017. While he was president. Tier 1's the lowest. It was, you know what joke he was making, though. You know what joke he was making. So, remember that. Who still supports Trump in the chat? Any real Trump supporters? You guys saw me at I didn't vote for Trump in 2024. I voted for him in 2016. But in 2024, I showed up at the MAGA rally and I debated Rabbi Shmuley. He was there with an Israeli flag. And I said, America first cannot happen until we put Israel last. America first cannot happen with dual allegiance to Israel. I had that viral debate, still goes viral all to this day. Destroyed Rabbi Shmuley, still seething about that. But right now, who are the Trump supporters still here? If you're still a Trump supporter, remember that Jeffrey Epstein said, Trump is more evil than anybody's ever met. Jeffrey Epstein owned this portrait of Bill Clinton wearing, and it doesn't even go to Trump. Bill Clinton was obviously the president throughout the 90s. He has a portrait of Bill Clinton wearing Monica Lewinsky's dress. This is the dress she saved as evidence to their affair to get him. Did you know Monica Lewinsky obviously, is kind of like Zelensky. Zelensky's the Jewish prime minister or president of Ukraine. Monica's a Jewish Zionist, and she recorded sex tapes to give to Israel. This painting is found in Epstein's house, Monica Lewinsky's dress, depicted it. To me, what this artwork looks like, it looks like they are celebrating the fact that they were able to get an agent to compromise Bill Clinton to work for them. That they were able to make him have allegiance to Israel through sexual blackmail. Very similar to Epstein Island. Monica Lewinsky, he famously gave him head in the Oval Office, maybe did much more. And Bill Clinton said, I did not have sexual relations with that girl. I did not have sex with that girl. I did not. And everybody knew he did. They're like, oh, aura. Look, he plays the saxophone. He's a black president. Bill Clinton has so much aura because he got dome in the Oval Office. We'll explain this. Was Monica Lewinsky a Mossad agent? Israel blackmailed Bill with Monica tapes. Netanyahu said to have offered Lewinsky tapes for Pollard. This is Times of Israel. Yeah, dome in the Oval Office. Epstein would help people secure meetings with Netanyahu. Remember, every single grape was because of Israel. And Netanyahu was given the VIP treatment in the West. Disgusting. Cancel anyone with so much as a picture with Netanyahu. Facts. This is Jeffrey Epstein. This is his words, emailing Jess Staley. If you needed any more evidence that Epstein was working for Israel, 2011, he says, against all odds, we have been granted a meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu. Against all odds. He got a meeting with him in 2011. Coincidence? How much more information do you need? How much more information do you need? I saw people criticize me. Said, oh, okay, Ghislaine Maxwell's the daughter of Robert Maxwell. Ehud Barak visited his estate 30 times. He clearly believed in the Jewish supremacy ideas that a lot of Israelis have. But that doesn't prove he worked for Israel. What else do you need? How much more evidence do you need to convince you? I wonder why they let this be released, because they realize that they can get away with it now. I think that's what a lot of the pandemic was about, seeing how far they could push the goyim without a revolution, a test, a simulation. Like, we're like hamsters on a wheel. The goyim, GLM in the chat, the goyim are like hamsters in a little experiment to see what they can do. How much slop. Like, again, you realize how ridiculous it is that they released this conveniently, like right before the Grammys. And so all these stars and celebrities, a lot of them who have been to Epstein Island, are there on stage talking about ICE, and the right and the left. Billie Eilish is on stage saying, fuck ICE. And the Epstein files are just released. So like all the goyim are now looking at the Grammys. Oh my God, look at her dress. Look at the red carpet. Goyim. They love that. They love the fact that they release it and then nobody cares. It's like in the Roman Empire, they would have gladiators fight to the death to entertain the masses while they were at wartime. At times of anxiety, they would give us more entertainment to keep us focused on something distracting rather than what's going on, to prevent panic. COVID goes on, they give us George Floyd. Epstein files get released, they give us ICE. ICE! Grammys! Ooh! Right, left! They give Matt Walsh transgenderism, and then instead of talking about Epstein files, Matt Walsh is saying transgenders and Billie Eilish and Sabrina Carpenter, talking about literal goy slop. Celebrity drama garbage. Here's what they think of you. I found criteria to find smart people. The more Jew you are, the smarter you. You said you're 98% Jew, you're very smart. My ex-boss is 78% Jew. He is super smart, less smart than you are. I have a close friend, business partner, who is 99.3% Jew. He is crazily smart. We take all Jewish people. Sourcing can be done through relatives. Ask them to do a 23andMe test. Do you know that these 23andMe tests are not available in Israel because they don't want people to know that they're not actually Semitic and they're really from Poland or Ukraine? Do event for everyone who is 98% Jew. Also, all of them are not religious. Do you think it makes sense, right? How do you feel about this, Goyim? All the Goy. How do you feel about this? What do you think? The more Jew you are, the smarter you are. Literal racial supremacy. The master race. Chosen. Everything that they accused the people in the 30s of. Master race. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Racial supremacy. Genociding those who are not the same. Eugenics. That's what Epstein believed in, to a T. And again, I'll state, Netanyahu and Epstein, these are the Nazis. Netanyahu and Epstein, that's the Hitler and Goebbels. Not people listening to a song. The modern day Nazis are the Israelis. Everything that they say the Nazis were. Obviously, the history is written by the victor, but everything they say, the chosen race, the chosen people, the master race, genocidal, Holocaust, all that Israel's doing. What do they say? Every accusation is a confession. And Warner, thank you for the 20 gifted. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to the Warner in the chat. I'm going to finish this Epstein Files breakdown. Hope most of this was informative. Appreciate it big time. Warner called to check up on me. Because he sees that, yeah, I'm fighting an 8-war front. I'm fighting like a battle on the Western Front, the Eastern Front. You got Matt Walsh calling me a communist, Piers Morgan calling me a Nazi. They're threatening me with legal, going legal. And Piers Morgan has connections to Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer, Alan Dershowitz. There's attacks from everywhere. And Andrew Tate is saying that Jeffrey Epstein is somebody to admire. He's successful and that he misses human trafficking. That guy's trying to fight me. You get other people like, fuck you, bro. Someone should do something that I can't say on stream to you. You should feel pain. Putting threats on my life. I'm getting it from everywhere. From literally everywhere. So I appreciate it. Having people like Warner, you need to have people like that around. And so I do appreciate the support. I'll just take a second. I do appreciate the support at this time because it's like I don't really see a lot of people getting it correct. I don't think this stuff is really complicated. I don't think I'm obviously I'm 12% Jew, so according to Jeffrey Epstein, I should be somewhat smart. But at the end of the day, man, I'm a guy who makes videos. I stream for fun. I make videos, and I just happen to, I said, seek truth through funny, and I end up here. And I'm looking around, I don't see anybody really getting it correct about Epstein, especially publicly like this on stream with their face out there. So I appreciate the support right now. It's really appreciated, and it's helpful, to be honest with you. It really does make it all worth it. Mo Queen, thanks. What are your thoughts on why the Epstein files were released? Do you think that it was because we weren't complying with bombing Iran? I find it strange that they were suddenly released. There's several reasons. One, they're applying pressure on Trump to start war in Iran. They want to go to World War III. Two, they realize they can get away with it now and that they don't need to keep hiding it. And also, doesn't this help you realize why the 9/11 Commission report, all this was kept hidden for so long? That the 9/11 files and the JFK files, all this was kept under wraps. So many things are redacted. It's dodgy. It doesn't. Same thing. The Charlie Kirk investigation. What happened there? That all these people left the FBI. We barely saw an investigation. We saw Erica Kirk twerk on stage with fireworks more than we saw anything and any developments from Charlie Kirk's assassination. 9/11 people are demanding to see the real commission report. So many things are redacted and don't make sense. Don't you see, comparing to the Epstein files now being released, why that's covered up? If that is all covered up, Charlie Kirk, JFK, 9/11, and now we're seeing the Epstein files released and who it implicates, why do you think that was covered up? Again, this is Benjamin Netanyahu. There's Mitt Romney. Or is this Mitt Romney? I think this photo is altered a little bit. But anybody who supports this, modern day Hitler, Epstein being Goebbels, the right-hand man, I want to see the same pressure applied on me. The same pressure that I got for enjoying a song. Why can't we apply this to people who are supporting Benjamin Netanyahu? Hitler's dead. The song says nigga. It's not like this is silly. I'm not seeing an ounce of that for these people. Covering up for Epstein. Whining and dining with Benjamin Netanyahu. Platforming and putting him on his podcast. Yeah, anyway. A very low-res screenshot of the story time of the dead man thread is in the files. This is in the Epstein files? This is a dark rabbit hole. Not sure how far down we're going to go here. Saying I'm going to kill myself tomorrow. I'm not going to. I would never kill myself. I also sent 3 packets of copied information to the media, one to CNN, one to MSNBC, and one to Fox News. You will all have to see which one tells the truth about the information they receive and who doesn't. I trust 4chan to do this because of our history releasing legit info and the mass media cover-up. Well, you can't trust 4chan anymore if they have, they were tracking 4chan posts and getting people's bank information in the Epstein files. I would say now, going forward, nothing on the internet's private. That's the best way to assume. That's people saying like, oh, Mossad's spying on your phone, they're spying on you. It's like, I have nothing to hide. If you have nothing to hide, then you're fine. Just live a righteous, pious life and you'll be okay. Because if they want to blackmail you, if they want to put you under surveillance, if they want to release information about you, they will. They have it. But then Yahoo covers up the cameras on his phone with tape. Like they could spy on and listen to everything you do. Like when I give my number to people like, oh, now Mossad can call you. You think Mossad doesn't know my phone number? You think that if they didn't want to assassinate me right now that they couldn't? I'm in New York City. They have meetings here all the time, Israelis. Like if they want me dead, they could kill me. So just approach life knowing that what you're doing, like everything in the dark eventually gets shown in the light. Live that way. Because if they want to get you, bro, they will. Nothing on the internet's private. None of those group chats, none of those Telegram chats, nothing. Nothing at all. Never type anything. If you care about this and you're doing this and you're trying to fight for what's right, never write anything incriminating or do anything incriminating. You'll be fine. Thanks for the 10. Some people were hated up for thousands of years for a reason. Well, I wouldn't go down that. And again, another one, someone asked earlier, why do I think that they're releasing the Epstein files now? I think they're doing it because part of the reason that Israel exists is they want all Jews to return to the homeland. They want all people to go to the greater state of Israel. So if anti-Semitism rises, and it seems like maybe they're intentionally doing it by releasing so many files that say Goyim and show what they believe, you are playing into their hand by starting to say hateful things. If you're like, oh, I understand why they got kicked out of countries. I understand why they've been hated on for years. I hate that. I saw yesterday people were saying, F this, F that. That's what they want you to do. Because if now anti-Semitism, even though they're not Semitic, rises, then they have real justification for all to expand Greater Israel and have more people settle there and kick more people out of their homes. They have all reason to because, oh, it's not safe anymore. What's probably going to happen next after the Epstein files release, they're going to stage some false flag attacks like the one in Australia. That shooter who was taking flights back and forth to the Philippines and Australia, and he was actually stopped by a Muslim guy. And they did it on the first day of Hanukkah to make it seem like it was an attack. And people realized really quickly what this was about. Benjamin Netanyahu and Mossad and IDF, they were pissed off that operation failed, allegedly. I'm not even insinuating. This is not a conspiracy, but yeah, it's a lot going on. But don't play into that because they're probably going to stage another false flag attack. That's what I think. I think there's going to be another false flag, something similar to the Hanukkah situation, and they're going to say, look at the hatred on Jews. And then they will use that as justification to expand Greater Israel. So right now, it's extremely important. Don't start saying hateful things. Everybody watching me, everybody I know, I want to reiterate that my community is called Love Speech. We love everybody. We hold no hate. I don't wish harm on anybody. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I'm not advocating for anybody to get hurt. I don't want violence. I'm not inciting it. Nobody should do that at all. We should tell the truth about this. We should apply pressure on people who are lying. We should try to advocate for the right stuff, for the right things, and for the truth. But other than that, don't play into the hate. Because yesterday you saw people were like botting my stream and saying, you know, putting out middle fingers about dead babies in Gaza. And people got really upset in the chat, justifiably so. And I told them, like, don't, they started retaliating. So they're saying, okay, like they were celebrating and bragging about dead babies in Gaza. So they started saying the same things. It's like, you can't stoop to their level, right? These people are going to go on Epstein Island, torture and murder babies and this stuff and disgusting things. They are the ones who are going to celebrate the death of babies after playing the victim so long with October 7th and the hostages, even though it's clear that they didn't care about the hostages because they killed all the negotiators. They made it clear who they are, what they do, what they're about. You can't stoop to their level. You can't fight evil with evil. You can only fight evil with good. Don't play into their hands. Don't be hateful. Don't get angry right now. Stay on point. Stay focused up. Keep working hard. Stay prayed up. Stay in the gym. Keep eating right. Do what you're supposed to do. Do the right thing every single day. That's the only way you could fight this. That's the only way that this is possible to win against. And you see what we're up against. You see what I'm up against. You got to put extra effort into making sure that you're righteous right now, you're protected, you're prayed up, you're focused, and you're not what they are.